gotten a check on his life. The story is that if they're able to get past August 3rd, then they don't have to open up the seat for a challenge to be ran. But if we find out that for some reason he's dead, they would have to open up the seat for election in the fall. So is Elaine Chao and other elites, some of these staffers, propping up a brain-dead Mitch McConnell like it's Weekend at Bernie's just to get past this deadline so they can continue to hold on to their power? What is the story behind Mitch McConnell?
Well, you stole the Weekend at Bernie's show for me. The question is, and everybody's going to hate my response. If you don't, you should. The question is, how secure is his Republican seat? How secure is that district? If they do call a special election, would another Republican be? Is it an easy win for Republicans?
But I'm confused because isn't Andy Barr won the primary? And to succeed him? Like, didn't that already happen? So I'm confused with the logistics on this. So the general election's in November. So you're saying they'd have it. How would they have a special? They're going to call a special election
because
they have an election in November.
No, because there's a time limit. If he's away, if he's incapable, my understanding is if he's incapable of serving, like Joe said, the cutoff date is what, August 3rd? So if he's alive until August 3rd, then they wait for the November election. And I guess it's a vacant seat or somebody fills in. I don't know what happens. Joe, you probably know better. But if he kicks it before August 3rd, then by Tennessee law, they have to call the special election and fill that seat. So that's my understanding of it.
Who won the Democrat primary there? I'm going to look this up.
Yeah. In the meantime, I just want to address the bullshit that Trent said. Yes, both Democrats and Republicans have concerns about CEO salaries. On the Democrat side, it's the extremely concerning or extremely important is 71%. On the Republican side, it's 32%. And on the Democrat side, they want government regulations, whereas Republicans say, no, the boards and the companies themselves should address this and not have government intervention. So once again, his whole capitalism is family, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Alan, we have a hospital group here called Lurie Children's Hospital, which is internationally and well known, but they just stopped doing trans surgeries in early 2026. So I looked up how much they get in Medicare, Medicaid every year, $1.5 billion, and the CEO makes $2.5 million a year. Don't you think that some of these health groups and healthcare executives, they should lower their pay to maybe $400,000, $250,000 until we can balance the books, until we can have a balanced budget? Because Medicare, Medicaid is suffocating this country, and the outcomes and results are horrible. There's no ROI. It's all about fucking making money. It's a fucking scam.
Yeah, but see, the reason why in that particular case they need so much money is because in the back of their mind they realize that they are heartless, sadistic butchers cutting the tits and dicks off of teenage boys and girls, and the only way they can live with themselves without putting a bullet through their brain is by having that excess money to buy cheap trans hookers for themselves who give them out and regularly beat them. So they need that money. So it's actually a benefit to Medicare that they're charging that they get paid that much money.
Well, thanks for
So I
explaining
just
that, Alan.
looked this
That
up
was
in Kentucky.
his
His
unexpected.
name is
Thank you.
Charles Booker, who would be running against Andy Barr
Charles Booker. Oh
for
my
that
God.
seat. And it'll be the first black rep. He's a state house, Senate, no, House member, sorry. And he'll be the first black to ever be a nominee, is the first one to be a nominee in the state of Kentucky.
Oh
And
my
he's a
goodness.
conservative?
No, he's the Dem. He's not a conservative.
And who's the Democrat?
A really good guy is a member of Congress, Andy Barr, that is now running.
Well,
Is he white or black?
Andy Barr, he's white.
shouldn't we applaud Mitch McConnell's willpower? Because even in that feeble condition where he couldn't even speak and he's mumbling, he's still got the willpower, the drive to march through those halls of Capitol Hill and assert his authority.
Yeah, you know, people give him a hard time for being a rhino. But the Supreme Court, as we see it now, is a governmental BS.
Are you shitting me?
Apache has like 90%.
The guy presided over the USAID fraud for fucking 30 years.
9% for Booker.
Alan, I don't know where you're. I hope you're being facetious again, like you were with the trans doctors, but
No. I mean, and it was, oh jeez, what was his name? Poor guy committed suicide. Oh, I forget his name now.
Are you talking about?
Like a guy on the staff. There's a documentary about Mitch McConnell, the Supreme Court, the whole controversy around Merrick Garland, and how he saw what the Democrats did with Judge Bork, all of the BS that they were pulling over the years, and he essentially was laid in wait for years, waiting for the time when he could just screw it back to the Democrats, and he did. That's why we'd have one less conservative justice on the court, if not for Mitch McConnell, anyways, that's it. So yeah, I know everybody hates him. Once Trump got in, he fought against Trump. He hasn't supported Trump. Yeah. I understand that. Okay, but still.
Well, his daughter hates his fucking guts. So, if that says anything about, daddy-daughter relationship. But his daughter, according to TMZ, has deleted her account on X because in the past she was bad-mouthing her own father. And I'm just saying that that's probably an indicator that he is no longer with us. And like you said, he's probably on a forced respirator. And, his political allies and associates are saying.
Well, going to talk to the CCP official just 3 days after he was put into the hospital. We don't know anything about his health. And his wife's over there talking to communists. It's very suspicious.
Abby, I didn't quite hear. So is the Republican
heavily favored? I've just been looking at all the different polls that are coming up. Heavily favored, like 48 to 36 or something like that.
Yeah, that my only caveat would be is if it's better for that Republican, if it's better if they hold the election, hold a special election, or whether it's better to wait. In some ways, if there's any close votes coming up, I would think it would be better to have a Republican in that seat.
It's interesting.
Being a no vote,
it's going to be about turnout, Alan. Like on a special election, it's would be that would be defining on it.
Gave life support, no pun intended, to the Massey crowd, where they think Massey could run as an independent and try and play spoiler.
That would be amazing. I don't know if any of you know this, but I'm running for the Chicago mayoralship in the February 23rd, 2027 election, and I have a Kalshi listing. And if you want to buy and you want to invest, and I win, you will make 1,000 to 1 on your odds. Every dollar you bet on John Kitover on Kalshi could net you $1,000 in profit. Who else here knows of 1,000, ROI? You could vote. I mean, you could bet on the other candidates. The best they got is 150 to 1 on the current mayor. The current mayor has a 3% approval rating in Chicago, and his odds of winning are 150 to 1. But I'm 1,000 to 1. I'm a long shot. Abby, what do they call a long shot at the racetrack?
A long shot.
You're actually on Kalshi. Your name is on the betting market, Kalshi.
What did I stutter?
I'm impressed.
Did I stutter?
John, do you have a podcast? Hello? What do you think, Alan? Come on. No, I don't know. I forget. I don't remember. He probably has like 10. No, not how many burner accounts and actual podcasts.
You're not a subscriber to his YouTube? I thought everybody was, right?
Oh, so all right. Well, then he's found his perfect niche. He just needs to keep going around and entering in these elections, and getting himself on the ballot. That's your claim to fame.
Well, I'm not on Kalshi yet, but just talking about it and putting it onto YouTube is all the work you need. No, but July petition signatures. I'm optimistic that I can get on the ballot, but it is 15,000 signatures. It's a lot of fucking signatures.
Are you finished with the case, though? Has that been adjudicated fully?
Adjudicated? It's a bunch of slander and libels by Darren LaHood's attorney. There's no investigation.
Well, I'm just asking, is it over?
Is it? It never began, dumbass. It's fake news, you fucking schmuck. It's Marshall Rankin.
You were being investigated. I'm just going off what you told me.
I didn't say I was being investigated. The attorney said to the Illinois State Board of Election he should be investigated because he hates my guts because I accused Darren LaHood of committing fraud. So the whole thing's just fucking news, bro. It's just a blurb on a guy's website. It's some fucking amateur newspaper guy with a fucking huge herpes sore on his face. It's not by mainstream news.
Jeopardy.
Listen, Kwame Raoul, the Attorney General, he gets $500 million a year. It's not enough for him. He sues Donald Trump all day long. That's all he does. These people waste all our fucking money suing the federal government. They're fucking traitors. They're losers. We need to send the military in and crush these sanctuary cities and do it quick. Hello?
I know people kind of chuckle at John. However, local politics is just like this. It's just people run. It's corrupt. It's like this throughout the entire country. Y'all know that, right? Like it's elites within these certain circles in states and cities, and that they won't let people that are new blood into those circles unless you've gone through the ritual to enter into the good old boy system of upper tier local politics. That's the reality of it. People laugh at John, but it's like,
I'm not yours for John.
Y'all really need to know how corrupt local politics really is.
And when I ran for Congress, I got hundreds of write-in signatures. So that means I actually psychologically, mentally connected with hundreds of people through X and Instagram and YouTube. And they wrote my fucking name in all across the 16th district because they hate Darren LaHood. And whether it's Democrats who sign my name or Republicans, it doesn't matter. People are not happy with the current politicians. They're being lied to. We've had vaccine wars and military-industrial complex wars, and we're $40 trillion in debt, and your property taxes are up fucking 400% in 20 years or even more. This is fucking unfair. And it's bullshit. We need to file fucking bankruptcy at the state level and at the federal level and get all this taxation off of our fucking backs. And the big beautiful bill gives $500 billion a year in tax credits to Apple, to Microsoft, to Google, so you can pay your income tax and pay corporate fucking tax for them. It's fucking bullshit. Hello?
Anyone's success in business or in politics is based on creating a vision and your ability to engage other people in that vision. So what you just saw, however he did it, John got hundreds of people to sign their name to say, I'm not going to go with the people whose names are printed on this list. I'm going to write his name in. So that is something. I commend you, John. But the difference, he's a trillionaire now because he's been able to convince people with millions of dollars to give him their millions. That's what he did. They now believe in his vision because he was able to communicate that effectively. And that is why someone like Elon Musk gets lots of money in bonuses. It's that simple.
John, what did you need to qualify under federal law?
It's not federal law. It's called the Illinois. It's called the Illinois State Board of Elections. It's not federal law. I'm answering you. Hello? Hello? I heard your question, Abby. Hello? Hello? Well, you're framing it, okay? Just ask your question without your frame. I'll tell you the number. Or you could Google it. Tell you what, why don't you just Google it and get yourself the number, Dr. Abby.
Just ask you the question.
Let me give you my response. I spent $3,000 on my campaign, and guess how much Darren LaHood is going to spend on his campaign? $3 million. $3 million from Aetna, United, Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Abby, it's 1,500 signatures. It's not sensitive. I'm just, it's an obnoxious, pointless question. It's not federal law, Abby. It's called Illinois State Board of Elections, and it's based on the previous year's percent. Have you ever run for Congress, Abby? Or you're just a professional gabber? Never mind.
No, I have not run for Congress.
I'm curious, Abby, why were you asking the question? I'm not asking that. I'm asking that as an inquiry because I had a gut feeling on why you were asking the question, and I wanted to confirm if my gut instinct was correct.
I was just asking the question of how many signatures are needed to qualify as a candidate. You have, in an average congressional district, you have to have 750,000 residents. So, and how many are registered voters of the 750? And of those registered voters, how many do you need if you enter into a race via a petition with signatures? How many do you need? That is, just ask the question.
I got the feeling you were going to be more helpful to him, but then he made it difficult.
Well, what's funny is is this slander, libel, and defamation that John Kitover committed petition from. It actually helps me because without any publicity, I'm just a fart in the wind. But people are still attacking me over this libel, slander, and defamation. You've never even seen the PDF audit by the Illinois State Board of Election where 500, 600 signatures are said to be out of district. Those aren't fraudulent signatures, and they said over 200 were legitimate signatures in district. So it gets very technical, and without any details, all you do is repeat, what the fuck are you talking about?
To hit a threshold, how much money do you have to raise to hit a certain threshold to run as a candidate?
Abby, you don't need to raise a certain amount of money to run as a candidate. You could raise $10 and run as a candidate. What kind of question? Are you really an attorney?
Hello? Do you have a filing fee, John?
No, Abby, not in the state of Illinois. There's no filing fee to run for Congress.
It's nothing magical about $5,000, John.
Yeah, if you raise over 5,000, there's a magic threshold where now you have to report your donors to the Federal Election Commission and do your quarterly filings, Abby. You never ran for Congress, though, so what do you know about it?
What's the number, Don? $5,000?
Well, I can relate to the corruption of Chicago politics. In New Orleans, we had Mayor Nagin in the 2000s. He served 10 years in prison. And the last mayor, Latoya Cantrell, she's currently indicted for federal charges. So I'm probably biased with local politics.
Well, there's a lot of like independent little publicists that work in politics, you know, the Marshall Rankins, the Stankins, and the Stefan, you know, Gigglers, and all these weird guys that love to do marketing and publicity and organizing for someone's campaign. And we have special retard candidates, people just like that here in Chicago that you never heard of. And they're even worse than Marshall and Steven because those guys at least are public. But I was recently called out by this little scumbag here in Chicago who does these street corner activist videos because his now ex-fiance went live on Instagram, and she's like, I'm going live on Instagram. She's like, look what he did to my house. He beats me, he abuses me, he abused my mother, and he's screaming, turn the Instagram off. So we screen recorded that, we published that across multiple online news websites, etc. And so he went on the attack against me. And this was my response to him 2 days ago on my Facebook page. I ran an ethical, transparent, and fully documented campaign, live streamed all communication and operations on YouTube and Clubhouse. Hundreds of signatures were labeled out of district, and Darren LaHood's attorney, Paul Fogarty, libeled and slandered me and called me a fraud. I filed a challenge against LaHood's petitions. He was only 100 above the minimum, which was 1550, and the Illinois State Board of Election refused my challenge and never audited his petitions. Darren LaHood is an illegitimate candidate and should be removed from the ballot for fraud. LaHood projected his fraud onto me, John Kitover. And I've seen LaHood's petitions. To me, they look fake as could be. If you live in Rockford, Peoria, Bloomington, District 16, consider voting for Paul Noley, who is a Democrat. But he's young, he's got a family. I met his wife and kids at a debate that LaHood didn't show up to. And LaHood has created $20 trillion plus in debt and is a COVID-19 vaccine genocider and murderer and a liar. John Kitover, mayoral candidate, 2027.
So where do you think Mitch McConnell is?
Hospital.
Yeah, but they can't hide a death.
It's hard to in some of these hospitals when it's dealing with elites and named people, you're not going to get leaks out of this stuff. There's probably security, and they're not letting anyone into or near him. So I don't. Not necessarily is he dead, because we probably get a death certificate, but are they keeping him on life support?
Well, wasn't Dianne Feinstein like kind of in the same boat for a period of time? Do you remember? That she was really ill
Yeah, I
and
remember
she
about that.
hadn't voted in months.
And this is what happened. The staffers of these very powerful senators tend to. I mean, the staffers have been running his office already for years before this, and so these people don't want to lose their power. I don't blame them. You know, I get why they do it, but that Senate position is one of the most powerful positions, if not the most powerful position in America, in my opinion, next to the Supreme Court justice. Shouldn't they have to, like senators and congressmen, shouldn't they have to make a public appearance after a certain amount of time?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I think this came up with Dianne Feinstein, and it was several months. So he's not the first, but I think they can get away with it for a while. I'm trying to think of others that were hospitalized.
We've had recently, just this year, we've had Republican congressmen that have gone off the reservation for like 4 months, not voting and stuff like that. I mean, the numbers are so slim, and these guys or gals, but it's mostly guys, just disappear, and no signs of life, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they report. We've had 2 of them, I believe, just this year that went missing for votes for like 4 months. I don't think we have a law. However, it is a law we should put in place. I doubt Congress could ever pass a law to do that. But there should be something after a certain period of time, like 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something at the least, that says they need to make a public appearance.
Well, doesn't it depend whether or not he has a do not resuscitate, with his lawyer or whatever in his estate planning? Does it depend on a DNI or what? Do not resuscitate DNR?
There you go. I got an update on it. Look, and I don't know how much y'all trust in Laura Loomer's reporting. I tend to think she has sources that have been reliable and ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff. However, I know she is a shock jock type of journalist. But this is what she's reporting. Mitch McConnell is being kept alive by life support machines, but my White House source told me McConnell is in organ failure. And as I reported, source told me he has allegedly been declared a vegetable brain dead by doctors in the White House, has been told McConnell is ever coming back. Officially brain dead, organ failure is accelerating, life support machine is keeping him alive, but his brain is officially dead. His wife, Elaine Chao, has fled the country to China. I wonder if she brought any of his documents or briefings with her to China. That's as of 5 hours ago.
Wow. I mean, so I just Googled Dianne Feinstein was missing for 3 months, from February 23 to May 23. And she missed 91 floor votes. So how long's he been gone from voting?
Well, he was found unconscious in his residency in Washington, D.C. in or around June 14th. It was when I was on my two-week vacation. And no one really talked about it here, obviously, but it didn't really start gaining traction until the month changed over. And that's when people started asking questions. They're looking at now, going on 3 weeks. It's three full weeks already. And on to the fourth, So it's like, okay, where's Mitch McConnell? Leader John Thune came out and this was reported that he spoke to Mitch McConnell right after the incident. This was June 5th. And Thune says McConnell is dialed in after Sunday hospitalization. That was from ABC News. So, yeah, this is the big question, is establishment Republicans hiding McConnell? Because, they're weakening with the losses in the primaries with Bill Cassidy. Tom Tillis is out after he's retiring, quote unquote retiring, and John Cornyn. I mean, their wing or caucus, if you want to call it, is they're getting slimmer and slimmer.
But my point is, she went 3 months, 3 weeks is not as significant. When did they go on break? Did they have a summer break?
It was, I think, the week before, right after they had the meeting with Trump, the luncheon with Trump. They went on the summer break.
Laura Loomer says that Elaine Chao, his wife, fled to China, and she questions whether or not she brought any top secret drugs or documents with her. I would think she probably fled to China, but it's pretty funny that, she says that.
They have video recording of her on stage talking to a communist CCP leader. It was a public event 3 days after he was hospitalized. So that was in or around June 17th.
So she's like a darling, because on McConnell's X account, he has, in the border, he has Harry Reid. Abby knows Harry Reid. I think a Kennedy, and then Joe Biden, and then the fucking Swift boat guy, what's his face? Kerry. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The uniparty is real. And when you see Michelle Obama with George Bush eating Altoids at the Obama Tower of Lies, giggling and laughing like they're best friends, I mean, if you're a Republican or a Democrat, what are you supposed to think? When you see George Bush, if you think he's a war criminal or a vaccine criminal or some type of criminal, macking it with Michelle Obama eating Altoids, like, in Bizarro Clown World, it makes sense. But if you are a highly polarized liberal, how do you justify or accept Michelle Obama being best friends with George Bush eating Altoids? Make it make sense. Hello?
You'd be surprised how close friendships are that are blue and red in Washington. It's not as polarized as you want to believe it to be. It's just not.
I know, but not at that.
Roommates.
Why do we have so many Republicans that capitulate, though? Largely due to this relationship. That's ultimately kind of what the voters.
I don't know, but they're maybe what the voters see, but it's almost like on the ball field. They're on different teams, and then when the game's over and they go into their regular lives, they have friendships. I mean, it's just not as polarizing as the press paints it or people want to believe it. When you, especially the more moderates, they are friends with each other.
Yes, all the anti-Semites are best friends with each other. That's generally how it works. Well, Tulsi Gabbard is friends with a lot of anti-Semites, a lot of Jew haters.
There are two members of Congress that I know that are very close. I mean, they go to dinner all the time. They hang there, two guys, and one's a very moderate D, the other's a moderate R. They do a lot of bills together. I mean, it's just not as uncommon as you think.
No, it's obviously, Abby, people are, in person, it's not like I would, anyways, I'm just saying, in person, people act like real people, and if you respect and you want to have a nice experience, you better be nice in the real world. But obviously, but I just want to say, Joe, Laura Loomer, wow, like, crushing it. Like, she outs people, like this guy Sneeko. The propaganda is intense out there. You could go into that piece of shit Amir's room right now, and for 127 days, he's every day committed to creating these unsafe, unhealthy, toxic propaganda rooms. I don't think he has any interests outside of that. And the craziest thing to me is, it's like, how can you support justice? How can you justify killing babies? That's what they always go to. And it's like, oh, you didn't know we kill 3,000 kids every day in abortion clinics here in America. Like, you think I'm worried about, blowing up an apartment complex to end the war and have a little security with our neighbors when we kill 3,000 babies in America every day? Do you know who you're fucking with? We slaughter babies 100,000 a month at a time. Like, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, who do these Muslims think they're fucking with? We slaughter babies 100,000 a month.
I think the big news reporting is that the White House.
She knows a lot of stuff. Like, she definitely has an inside track on stuff.
Yeah, she it's clear she has sources. I've seen her report on stuff, and everyone, and I say the internet piles on her, and it comes true months later.
Trump loves her. I mean, she's a good relationship with Trump for a long time.
She's a hard worker. I think that's what it is.
It's very bright.
I think she gets down on. She would probably elevate her status more, but it's easy for me to say that when she was one of the first people to be canceled and banned from social media, and I'm sure to a certain degree, you feel like if you don't counter some of this stuff, you lose the narrative and it gets away on you. So you have to, that's the big game of politics, is controlling the narrative. So if you don't counter punch when salacious accusations occur, well, then they just fester and grow. I'm in the game, so I do respect the ones, though, that work hard at it, because I know it's not an easy life.
Why did she get canceled? They called her an Islamophobe. Is that the reason that she got canceled?
She was running for Congress when it happened. I mean, her reasoning is different than what the official reasoning is. I think the official reasoning, what was made public, was that she was a lot Islamophobic. But I think her reasoning is that she was blocked out by a Republican establishment figures. However, she was never able to. She was one of the first people that was banned and canceled from social media. This was back in the years of 2018, 2017, I want to say 2018, around the same time that Alex Jones got too. But she got kicked off before him, I believe, even though he was the largest celebrity that if you call it that, that got kicked off at that time. And that was kind of like the big tech was feeling the waters at the time, seeing what they could do leading up to 2020 when just mass
It was
shadow banning
it was a coordinated platforming, which made it unique. Like they had never, across all the major platforms, come together and made a prearranged agreement to deplatform Alex Jones across the entire, all the major platforms.
Well, I'm just reading this. She got banned by Uber and Lyft. Do you know about all this?
Yeah, MD banked as well.
Yeah.
And also Airbnb. She couldn't rent Airbnbs anymore. Her account of it, it's pretty deep. They took. She says you don't really know what it's like living life like that. I feel a little sympathy for her on that aspect.
Banned from PayPal, GoFundMe, and Venmo. Wow.
Well, that's the liberal progressive Democrats at all the major tech companies chit-chatting on Blue Sky, coordinating, doxing, destroying, attacking, whatever they can. I mean, I just got deleted from Instagram by Mark Zuckerberg for my artistic and political opinion. It's ridiculous that they censor us. I mean, thank God on X I can notify Todd Blanche, my local federal attorney general, and say, hey, launch a full investigation into Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, who kissed Donald Trump's ass after he... Anyways, Zuckerberg is a maniacal, incredibly wealthy motherfucker. His main yacht is $600 million, and his follow carry-on support yacht in case of an emergency is another $30 million yacht. But what? After COVID-19, and he platformed Fauci and helped everybody, take the injections. He created the Zuckerberg Priscilla Chan Inflammation Research Center in Chicago and endowed it with hundreds of millions of dollars to find out how to cure inflammation. How about you don't take an unnecessary injection from Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, which is an experimental genetic modifying chemical cocktail patented in the Bush administration, funded through biological weapon research in the Pentagon. I mean, the whole, how can we even, there will never be any justice for COVID-19 vaccine injections and the millions that were killed upon arrival. I mean, does anybody here know how many people died after the first administration of all the vaccines? It's 2.5 million across the United States of America died on impact from taking that injection. Because these were old people with pre-existing conditions that when they put that cocktail in their bloodstream, they didn't make it. 2.5 million Americans. And this was a global inoculation for the most part. Who knows what they did in Russia or China, really? I mean, maybe those governments didn't do what we did and administered the patented Pfizer cocktail that was patented during the Bush administration. This wasn't like a new vaccine per se. There's so much information about it that it's impossible to really even have this conversation anymore. People don't like it. People leave because people do have buyer's remorse and they say, I never should have taken it. What was the point? What was the point? It wasn't like going to a candy shop and getting one of those vintage Coca-Cola bottles and chewing on the gum wax. It was a little sugar. It wasn't so healthy. You could go to Trader Joe's and buy some cotton candy. But when you compare cotton candy to getting an experimental mRNA Pfizer injection, I'd go with the cotton candy 9 out of 9 times. You see what I'm saying? It was unnecessary. You would have been better off eating cotton candy.
I want to give a little history of the right wing going back to the 80s. There was this guy named Wally George, who's a bombastic, patriotic personality that was on public television in California. And the right wing has always had this type of bombastic personalities. It's an artistic format that a allows people to get their messaging out. Rush Limbaugh coming up in '87 and popularized in the '90s. Very similar to kind of what Laura Loomer does. She's bombastic, and even I know people. The largest misunderstood genius on the app, John Kitover, they don't get the artistic format of it, and it's a rich tradition in the right wing, and it's how we have gotten our messaging out. Some of the most effective people in the right wing have had bombastic, patriotic personalities, and we shouldn't discount them. We should look at those people as they're delivering messages for the greater good. And it's a lot better and more effective than this stuffy Mitch McConnell. You have to have your hair combed over, and there's no laughing or joking that goes on in the Republican Party, because that's below us, So I just wanted to put a shout out to the bombastic patriotic message.
I think having a sense of humor is essential because clown world is dangerous, violent, and disgusting. I could go 2 blocks right now to my local train station, and I could ride there's hundreds of homeless men and women sleeping on the train right now. Right now, they're probably actually up, all doing drugs and smoking, but they'll be sleeping at 6 or 7 a.m. when all the people get on the train in the morning to go somewhere with a purpose. But the fact that the city has no will of enforcement is beyond belief to me, because the budget for the police department is $3 billion. And every month we're paying $100 million for pensions. It's like, you got to go to work and get these fuckers off the train, arrest them, and put them in a processing and holding facility and come up with a viable solution, a pathway. I know it sounds like bullshit, but you can't let fucking homeless people live on the trains. So, if you don't want them going back on that fucking train, you got to get them the fuck away from that train and far enough and hold them if they're going to go back to that fucking train. So I'm just saying, everybody here knows common sense. And you have to admit to yourself that we are living in a clown world, sanctuary city type environment. And maybe you don't live in a sanctuary city and your city's well enforced and normal, but in Chicago, for many, many years, it has just gotten worse and more expensive and worse and more expensive. The security just is not there. People are dying on these trains every weekend. 4th of July was extremely violent. And, the police, in many ways, are incapable and ill-equipped to deal with the problems that we're facing because we have hired so many female police officers. We need fucking thugs with big arms and bench press, 350 pounds, and they can handle themselves militarily. Not that you don't go to the front door like Ella French, who got assassinated, and say, "Where are you from? You're not from around here, huh, boys?" These fucking police officers have no idea they're about to be assassinated. They don't run shit as if they're special ops. They gotta run shit like they're fucking in a third world, war in a city. Asymmetric warfare. So anyways, I'm just saying that be careful out there, because America, as you know, is extremely dangerous. And you don't have the ability to go online and buy a gun and ammunition, but hope to God Trump can get that passed. Because if every patriotic American wants to go buy a revolver and 500 rounds of ammunition and have that shipped to their house, maybe with like a Trump 250 seal or something, like, why can't Trump? See, that's what we need Trump to do, get the mint and start mass producing Trump pistols and ship those all around the country. That would do a lot of good. That would do a lot of good.
Is McConnell dead?
What do they call it?
Brain dead? Vegetable?
Brain dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the $1 million question.
Why would his wife? It says she fled to China.
She's being facetious, but who knows? There's who was that other? Oh, Rupert Murdoch. Didn't he marry some Chinese espionage agent? Like the dick wants what the dick wants, but the brain wants, to do not resuscitate.
So is it $5,000? Does that mean what was she asking you about $5,000?
Oh, she's just saying if you raise over 5K, you have to report your donors. I raised 600 off of Clubhouse and an antidote, so I didn't have to disclose or file additional paperwork with the FEC. It's a lot of fucking work, running and having to file all this paperwork and do all your accounting and bookkeeping, etc. But I only raised $600. That's it. And Darren LaHood is going to spend $3 million on this campaign to defeat this little Democrat squirt who probably doesn't stand a chance. I don't personally like him. When I filmed him at a debate, and Darren LaHood didn't show up, but I just got the new Meta glasses. So I have all this like insider footage of him hooting and hollering with all these Democrats at this debate that I did in Rockford. And man, you guys, I don't know if you've ever seen the footage, but they boo me, hiss me, and then some old woman at the end of it comes up to me. She goes, "Oh, I just realized you're a libertarian." And anyways, I'm just saying it was an experience. Probably a waste of my time, but I got the footage of the other candidate, and he's almost raised $1 million. And Ro Khanna endorsed him, and he's getting big Democrat endorsements, but he's a union parasite and, not the brightest tool, the sharpest tool in the shed, but fuck, the younger people are eventually going to have to take over, and Darren LaHood is like a legacy fucker. His dad was in the dad was in Congress for since I think I read 95 or a long time. This is a big political, legal dynasty. The LaHoods are probably worth $100 million. And he's a big vaccinologist, big pusher and endorser. The guy raises $3 million a year from healthcare. And he's like a senior ranking Republican congressman. And he puts out soccer propaganda feel-good videos all day. This guy fucking loves soccer. It's like he's living out his dream come true. These Congress people make a lot of money. They're lawyers and they have associates, and their father has this business, and they got that fucking contract, and they're working. They just bought this building and leased it to the GSA. I'm telling you, these people milk the fucking government, and government's broke. There might be a breakaway America at some point that goes capitalist, pure laissez-faire capitalist, in the same way like the British East India Trading Company was kind of like its own country or government, or in the way that Facebook is its own global, country. There could be some type of new America project that the government actually creates, preempting some type of collapse or something because of a financial crisis. It's coming. The 2008 financial crisis with Obama was significant. Home prices dropped. They went down 50%. That's fucking a lot. That's $100 trillion in market cap gone. But they reinflated the banks. They let some die and they reinflated the others. Now we have the biggest AI bubble in the world. There's so much debt. It's staggering. So what goes up must come down. Try to strategize yourselves financially, materially. I'm not like a doomsdayer person. Like, I hope to God my grocery store always has food, but this isn't Cuba. We still have nuclear energy.
And talking about that, we're on the 18-year housing cycles coming to the peak right now, along with commercial property is, it seems like it, that ever since COVID, we're having a lot of trouble filling office space throughout America. So it's likely that there is going to be a significant issue ahead, coupled with the AI bubble. In my projection, the rug gets pulled. It'll be in different areas at different times, the housing and the commercial space issue. But sometime in or around 2028, you'll see a rug pull occur, just like they did in 2008. The Democrats are on life support. They need to do this prior to the 2030 census. So be prepared. It's coming.
I thought I saw C come in. That should be perfect.
But I will just draw your attention to my PTR of the world famous Reading Rainbow Trans Story Time with Michael Obama. Many of you doubt my claims that I have proof Michelle is trans, but just think about all the trans propaganda that you've heard throughout the course of your life, and just think for 1 second that it's possible there's a government project or program dedicated to creating a Manchurian candidate to utilize the Protestant ethic and the white structural racist lie that we needed Barack Hussein Obama to save the moral character of this country. He never delivered on that promise and was a war and vaccine profiteer and criminal. Never gave anybody the hope and change he promised them. And all you have to do is go to the great African American trench rooms on this app, the Clown House Ghetto Rooms, and you can hear what some real brothers think about Barry Sorotoro Obama. I mean, just look at that PTR. It's not airbrushed, it's raw, it's authentic. It's not like the glamour photos on the Cosmopolitan magazine you see where she looks like a woman.
Has there been any updates on Florida woman?
I see.
Hi, why did it get so quiet? Why so quiet?
Oh, it's just.
What happened? What happened? Why is it so quiet?
Has there been any updates on the Florida woman in the Walmart parking lot?
Well, I haven't heard anything, no.
I used to work something for Walmart for, I mean, what happened now?
Well, we have Dr. Jordan Shaw in the audience. And Dr. Jordan Shaw posts some of the cutest animal videos on his Instagram account. Dr. Jordan, it's been so long since we chatted, Dr. Humperdinck. I'm just wondering if you could come up and tell us your feelings about Donald Trump right now. Also, I wanted to say Michael Cohen, the former attorney for Trump, who did that whole thing with, whatever, Stormy Daniels or whatever, he got a radio show, WLS, I think 560 AM or something, and supposedly he made up with Trump. Isn't that amazing? Trump is a forgiving man. He gives people grace when they probably deserve imprisonment for life. Dr. Stumperdink, can you come up and share with us some of your Jewish wisdom?
I want to feature C in this segment. She got so pissed. She asked for a speech that inspired me by Trump, and I gave her 3, and she wouldn't accept any of them.
Who are you talking about?
Who's he talking to?
And
You gotta speak to me. Oh, God. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I gave you three.
No, honestly, I really.
Did you just
No, I'm not. No, honestly, I really mean it. Like, honestly, I'm not trying to fight with you. I really mean it. Like, honestly, it's something that you
July
guys.
3rd. July 3rd was a good.
Okay. July 3rd. Do you think that was a monumental speech?
Well, my point is, I gave you three at the time you asked, and you wouldn't accept. You just kept saying I never gave them to
But
you.
I wanted one, so you thought July 3rd was a monumental speech.
I gave you three.
Now, if you looked over all the presidents that
That was
have
big.
been,
I gave it out.
so if you look at all the presidents and all the speeches that have happened in the history of the United States of America, do you really think that the July 3rd speech is the one that you want to represent and suggest that is monumental to me?
We thought you just wanted one. We just gave
I didn't just throw it. I don't garbage. I don't want garbage.
Wallace,
I'm not a garbage. Like, that's the thing. I want equality. No, honestly, when you look over presidents over like 250 years, that's what I was asking. Over 250 years, if you look at all if you look at the speeches, that one that I feel, that has stood out.
But hold
It doesn't
on. We
even
need
matter
a
if it's
baseline.
not
How many
presidential.
presidents
But I
have
mean,
you
I'm
been
asking
before
for something
we
that
compare
has
this?
speech
We need a
that
baseline.
and you give me
How many presidents have you been through? How many presidents have you been through, man?
Yeah, but hold on. But we need a baseline. See, did you even listen to the
300.
July
I'm
3rd?
300 years of age. Okay, going on 300.
See, did you even listen to the July 3rd speech by Trump?
I listened to a little bit of it. It was the same redundant stuff that he
See,
did.
it's not
It was not many. No. I will give it to you. I did listen to it, but it's the same. It's basically a child. Like, it's almost like a child. Have you, like, when you feed a child and they spit out food that you don't like? It's like literally, he's saying the same
He's
shit.
projecting.
No, he's spitting out the same shit. It's not monumental. It's not moving.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So I'm
You sound like a child spitting out.
that actually makes you like think that he should
You're not making any sense.
because he's not.
You're not making any sense. You're spitting out food as a child. You said out of your what's up, bro? You said you did not listen to the whole speech. So before you can say anything, you should ingest the whole speech, then regurgitate.
Someone else. There's no one.
Okay.
A monumental.
You know everything.
You know
everything.
Words less said. Like Kevin Morris, he's good. Trump, he's a fucking disaster. Trump is a fucking. No, I asked you for one fucking speech that actually with words, with less.
No one is saying we can agree with everything.
Every fucking day, it doesn't have any meaning. He literally repeats. It's been going on for years. Like monumental speeches. No, the only reason I bring this up in this room.
Okay, man, tell me something that you did.
Fucking years. So I have a right to bring this up in this room. I want to see what are the most. What?
See, I gave you three, and you go. You just kept screaming. I asked for one speech. It's like it was given to you. The State of the Union in 2025. Or sorry, this year. I mean, 2026.
Okay, ma'am, tell me one thing that you disagree with. Just one. And I hope I get your pronouns correct, ma'am.
You're muted right now. You gotta unmute.
Hello? 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. Are you guys actually enjoying listening to this screeching and hollering rose bush here? She's all thorns. There's no rose. Give us a poem, C. Can you pull up your favorite poem? Just go on Google, type it in, and just read us a poem, because I think at this time, 1 a.m, listening to you screeching as my brain is creating a massive aneurysm migraine, Well, it's just generally not how I like to go to sleep. I like to relax my central nervous system. Think about the blood flowing through my body as my right arm, my left arm, and my legs relax and deeply relax. And I take the deepest breath of the day. And I let the blood flow through my body as I deeply relax. And I prepare for blissful sleep as me and Ivanka go to Israel, get married under the chuppah, the King David Citadel Hotel. And Ivanka and I have 10 children, 10 beautiful little orange Trump babies to repopulate the Middle East after what's coming. Because most of you think that peace is on the horizon. But I've got bad news for you. World War III has already started. And it's just a matter of time before it escalates. It's like a zit. You ever have a zit on your face and you kept picking it and then it turned into a cyst? And you had to go to a dermatologist to have it surgically removed because you wouldn't stop fucking with it. Oh, that's what's going on over there.
I have a phone. See this? I guess C doesn't have a poem. If y'all mind if I read a poem? Please. On her way to work one morning, down the path alongside the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in. I'll take care of you. Take me in, tender woman. Take me in. For heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman," sighed the snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk, and laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in and had been revived. "Take me in, tender woman, take me in. For heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman," sighed the snake. She clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died." She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. Instead of saying thanks, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, tender woman, take me in. For heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman," sighed the snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bitten me, but why? And you know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." Yeah.
Sounds like my ex-wife. And I've been married 140 times. See, back in the day, there was nobody called trans, they just called them trannies. Trannies. There was no trans, like transformer, transformative. No one's changing into anything. You are what you are. You can only put on so much airbrush in the photos for long till the truth comes out. And then you pose for a reading rainbow trans story time to teach the kids the truth. That when you are so brainwashed and MK Ultra, it's been proven. The CIA ran MK Ultra. They say it was the most dangerous medical experiment ever done. But I say, have they heard of the COVID-19 vaccine response? Operation Warp Speed and beyond. Warp Speed. Commander Riker, take us into warp speed. Inject everyone. I mean, basically what I've realized is all you can do is complain because you are witnessing in clown world a blob that all you can do is just like complain to the blob because this is civilizational. Just all you got to do is get on a plane and fly over America and you're like, damn, it's a lot of motherfuckers. It's a big connected country. And we got Alaska and Hawaii and Puerto Rico. Hello?
I think the conductive network of fungus spores under the ground crossing the nation is more interesting.
Well, Clubhouse is just that. We're just weed spores, aka a tree, leaves on a network of branches. And, you know, there's these little radical leaves that float around that say, "This tree is structurally white racist, and I'm not happy about it, and I'm going to complain to the blob." And then you got other people on here who will complain about the complainers and say, all you do is complain and say the same thing over and over again. Get some new material. But then autumn comes, and all the leaves start to die. And that one structural white racist leaf gets another booster and says, "It's racist." And all the leaves fall off and winter sets in. And then spring comes about. Little buds start coming out, new little communists, new little socialist, liberal, pluralist, Democrats. Every spring, new Democrat buds come out and start complaining again. Structural white racism, neo-colonial settler. Yeah. You know, it's like, have you ever tried to start an e-commerce store on Shopify? Have you tried to do anything other than repeat your complaints on the internet? Have you tried to do anything productive that could be transformative for your life? Are you investing in yourself? Hello?
My neighbor has one of those businesses and she's highly dependent on China and she's fucking miserable.
Well, Amazon really dominates. Amazon is just dominating. The littlest items, those huge warehouses outside of every major city, and it's on demand. You can get it the same day. And the driver is always an illegal alien. How does that work? How do we have illegal aliens that aren't picking oranges, but they're dropping off Amazon packages? We need to draft.
Like the white guy named Brad.
Viking Brad, the children's insurance claim denier at the largest multi-billion Medicare.
No, not that Brad.
Do you think Viking Brad reads off of like an AI prompt, like he's looking at ChatGPT as he's vociferously?
Yo. No, not gonna talk about my brother.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about.
It's just a question about AI. We're living in an AI bubble, Kay. It's the AI.
Sorry, bro.
It's the age of
Not gonna
AI.
talk about my brother. No.
You on that Hennessy AI? The Courvoisier AI. You know what they call a Hennessy Courvoisier on the rocks?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something right
Tap
now.
that ass.
I always been cool with you, but you're not gonna talk about my brother. Dude, that's like if someone is speaking bad about you and you're not here, I would stand up and say, hey, don't talk about him.
Well, you know what happens when you speak of the devil? Somebody texts that person, and then they come in the room, and like, this is what Marshall Rankin
No,
does.
you're not gonna talk shit about Brad. No.
No, I've moved on to Marshall Stankin. I'm moving on to Stankin Rankin.
Yeah, come on, I didn't mean to do that.
If I say Marshall Rankin, he will appear because somebody will text him. And he'll say, "Is the kid over fucking talking shit about me again?
Well, that's
Mind me!
fine.
Kick him!"
That's not my brother.
No, you ain't gonna talk about Barstool. I stick up for Barstool.
He's a saint. He's like a clubhouse saint. He
He
has
gave me his horn, so.
what? He has sainthood status on this app. I think it's because people know he's on the spectrum and disabled and a door knocker making, $1,200 a month for
Shut
Congressman
up.
Garcia. He's not? He dropped out of college. He doesn't even have a degree. He's a pseudo historian.
There's a whole lot of people that dropped out of college that don't have a degree and very successful.
Well, he's a ballot harvester.
Talk about
Ballot harvesting is like one of the lowest forms of the political food chain. I'm just saying, when you look at my PTR, do you see trans story time? Do you see it? The reading rainbow, reading rainbow.
Yeah, why do you have that picture? I'm curious.
Because this is an unpublished photo of Michelle doing a trans story time at the new Obama propaganda tower of lies and despair.
I'm out of here. All right, see you later, B. Wallace.
KP is just not a fan of my artwork. KP, this is just art. Oh, see, the best way to experience Ayn Rand is not just orgasmically. It's as if you're at an art museum and you walk into an exhibit that really disgusts you, but you go in and you immerse yourself and you come out completely gaslit the whole time, and then you realize the joke's on you, meaning that you took it seriously and didn't view it as art because your criticism, you as a critic, you were incapable of wanting to write an essay. You got lazy and said, "Fuck it, I got the fuck it, I'm out of here."
I'm just surprised by how many people are on this app that talk shit, however, which is most everybody talk shit on this app, however, are so sensitive when someone makes a comment back to them.
Well, I think people want people to be polite and nice, but I mean, everybody knows I live stream all this on YouTube, so it's like my purpose is to have fun. I think I'm fully transparently retarded. And yes, people complain I invade their privacy, but in my defense, if no one here is unworthy of, not being mocked. Everybody's worthy of mockery here. And that's why I asked. A lot of people are reading off of AI, and it sounds to me like people are reading scripts on here. And people get good at reading a script and making it sound as if they're talking to you authentically, which they're not. Many people on this app have lost the ability to even have a normal conversation because they are reading AI to each other. And so we have created perfect slaves, cell phone slaves. Why do you think they call it a cell? These are prisoners, and they have a beta orbiter, Samsung or Apple, mind controlling their whole existence. Their whole life is a screen. And so sometimes when I go out with a beautiful woman and her whole existence is just completely dominated by that orbiting cell phone, and she can't have any mindfulness to be in the moment and have a loving relationship with you because she's in more of a relationship with her cell phone than she is with herself or with her partner. So it's like we have created AI. It's your cell phone. And if you are living in the prison cell of it, it got the genie in the bottle. It worked. So part of liberation cell phone theology is open up your window and hold your cell phone out and take a selfie and say, "I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore."
Did you come full circle? Now you can talk about AJ Olsen again. really welcome our AI benefactors and embrace the mindless life I shall now lead, completely controlled by their benevolent, watchful eye.
Well, Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. If you like Dr. Octopus,
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, that guy could have like 20 cell phones with his octopus arms, So he could do a lot of live streaming podcasting with all those tentacle arms. But when he would go out into polite society, he would retract those tentacle arms. And, he was just the coolest doctor around. Hello?
Wallace, I just wanted to say last week, I think it was, Anna Polina Luna was having a congressional hearing asking a high-up CIA agent about MK Ultra, and they admitted on the record that it's likely that it did continue long after it was MK Ultra. I think it was around the 1960s. So,
It's a real thing. There's a lot of people that, until when you figure it out. So there's all kinds of stories, and it's fascinating. I've been interested in Congressman for a long time. I've been interested in video, stuff you can like possible real. If you remember that movie, they like watch it. And then it also had to do with some of the violence. So it's an interesting movie. It's a super right movie, but that's when I started interested in it. I did catch that, Joe, what you mentioned. Yeah, I did catch that. And yeah, a lot of stuff's being released, which it should be. Like, we shouldn't be calling each other crazy and stupid when most of this stuff is true.
This is like
big story breaking. It was today, didn't it start today? The Tyler Robbins pre-trial hearings. Have you all been following it?
Yeah.
Know that?
Who is Tyler Robinson and what is he? Is that Charlie Kirk? Oh.
Well, there's a guy on X called Diligent Denizen who has a big following, and I don't know if you know this stupid bitch named Maze Love, who claims she used to work for Goldman Sachs but is retired. They hold regular, huge Jew hate roast rooms, and they do believe that's video of the impact, and he flinched. But they're saying they're saying that it's like, oh, Fed slop. I hate when I hear people, it's all Fed slop. It's like, I find it strange that Kash Patel would basically ruin this fucking kid's chance at a fair trial by releasing like damning evidence, the fact that he took the dad's gun and the text messages. It's like, how are you going to get a fair trial when you bias a jury and bias all of society, right? And Kash Patel is dating this spicy Israeli chick. I mean, espionage is real. Sabotage is real. We have real traitors like Barack Hussein Obama, who literally fucking did espionage against Donald Trump, and it's not very ethical. So we have an ethical problem. And I'm just saying, if you like soccer, man, you've got to be depressed. That's just my opinion. Maybe you're married to a super rich chick, but she's not that hot, and she's an alcoholic, even though she's super rich. You're still watching soccer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out with Candace Owens. I've been following the pushback on her for a long time. There's an account I follow on X. I should have had the name prepped. With who? Oh, I got it right here. Cinema Shogun. This guy has been watching and following all the conspiracy theories that Candace spins over these months regarding this. And it's more fascinating to watch the pushback on Candace than actually follow Candace's actual content. But what are all these listeners that bought into her? I mean, she's never shown any connection. She just advocates for the truth. She's behind searching for the truth behind this. It's clear propaganda. It's clearly designed to get benefits. She has some sort of information that she never shows. She never helps her with property. And so a lot of it's just catfighting. I think it's, we can really see the parallels between like the shock and compared to like newscast, like actual fact argument facts on newscast. It's just clearly gone to the realm of shock, conspiracies, and lies, and so many people buy into it. And I'm just it's immediately when I heard her start listening to this stuff, I could, get the sense that it was all fabricated for things and videos. So many people have seen through it and they buy into this shit. But I guess maybe it's because they've been lied to so many times. It's hard for me to believe things that
Well, Laura Loomer says that people are in a Candace Owens cult, and my first day at the Treasury, the guy that hired me and this who eventually became a senior manager, he loves Candace Owens, like the darling. And I think a lot of it is just because like her narrative fits like this Jewish conspiracy, Jew hate narrative. The thing is, if you go to Israel and you really get to know Israelis, I mean, they're like associates to like American Jews. Like they are their own thing. In the same way that an Arab is his own thing. They're Israeli Jews are like basically Arabs, a different variety. But anyways, 2 planes can't bring down 3 skyscrapers. And Shel Silverstein made out like a bandit. And if you really think 2 planes brought down 3 skyscrapers, I mean, I'm just saying, George Bush fucked this country. Him and Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, who's now dead, they set us up for failure, not strategic success, not tactical success, not military success. And I like Pete Hegseth, but he just fired this West Point, 5-star superstar. The media is saying, oh, he's the greatest fucking Ranger that's ever lived. And I've met a lot of West Point guys, and they're not very humble. A lot of these guys walk around like they're fucking George Washington. And a lot of them are very successful, and they work in healthcare, and they work in the military-industrial complex, and they got great lives, and they're super wealthy. I'm just saying that the media loves to stir the pot. And, there's so much data out there. It's a never-ending stream of information. Eventually, you gotta pick and choose your information battles, because the content that these politicians put out every day, by the hours, they're just pumping out content. And so the terror is that our leaders are not leading. They're basically just low-grade content creators. They don't really do anything. So why are we funding these criminal, liberal, progressive, Democrat politicians who all they do is spam us with fucking videos on our cell phones? Like, the real world is not real anymore. It's all just fucking videos That's not the basis of a fucking economy. The Chinese have an economy. They actually make all the fucking products. The cell phones, the fans, the beds, the mattresses, the car. Like, we
Dude,
don't.
I
Hello?
love it. Bingo. Love you. Keep going. What's going on? About time someone makes common fucking sense. Thank you. About fucking time.
Hello? What's up, C?
No, I want him to continue. Like, honestly, like, keep going, dude. You're right on. You are point on. All this other shit it's all propaganda marketing. If you have a marketing plan, no company will fucking meet their sales revenues if they can't deliver. This president did not fucking deliver on any fucking thing that you guys voted for. So keep going. It's nice to hear because this is the whole thing is a propaganda machine. That's it's literally like you can market, you cannot market. That's money just you guys are it's twisted.
You close the
So honestly, so keep going with it. That is the reality of what is happening. Has happened. That is why y'all voted for this.
He closed the border.
For you guys, we learned.
No. You have a marketing man that fucking, fire people on fucking TV. Like honestly, like stop the madness. This is getting like way out of control. Like it is like literally like it is fucking. He's the best marketing propaganda machine ever made. But the problem is he doesn't deliver a goddamn fucking thing.
He closed the border.
That shouldn't have been a problem in the first place. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean he's like Mr. I do like that he put there's things that look, every president that I think in history that I could say that things have happened, like but the amount of damage that he's done does not make up for the like I don't see anything. It's not this is bullshit. Like this is honestly honestly, we are the country. We are losing. It's making me really angry. I also know like how much is fucking up around like everything. Nobody really chooses like fucking decide to get done because the thing is like you guys sit there and say he literally is a marketing propaganda machine. He doesn't deliver. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit about it. No, but I mean like this is so much real. Well, we are losing our market here. You guys are picking the fucking book.
that question doesn't incorporate what's going on in her personal life. And as you all just witnessed, we probably just communicated with a highly intoxicated woman. And so when people say, I want things to go back when things are back to normal, well, that's like saying your health is going to return to you when you're 800 pounds and on the way out. It's just never coming back. Like I went to the gym today, I saw a guy so obese. I was like, thank God you're here, but good Lord, like, sir, you know, like look at Princessia here, a cute Muslima woman who, went viral for saying horrible things against the Ashkenazic, elevator population. Princessia, you're so quiet. I'm just wondering, did you watch the soccer match today?
I watched and then I went to sleep before the game ended. What happened? Did we lose?
Well, Diego ripped his shirt off and ran across the soccer field, and he had 888.com tattooed on the back because, since Alvin Bragg raided his Bitcoin laundromats, he's had to do some promotional marketing jobs.
All right, C's back. Damn it, she left again.
She's so upset.
She won't let me
There she is, me. This is the elevator girl on the YouTube.
Hold on.
With that gentleman at the elevator.
No, seriously. With all the damage Trump has done.
What the
Hold on, Wallace. Look, see, with all the damage Trump has done, should the Trump voters be re-educated? Should they have to be put through a re-education camp with all the damage they've done to this country?
That's a really weird question. I don't even think that we even have the school or the people that could actually it's really fucked up. I mean, this is a good question. I really honestly don't. I honestly think that it's so sad that what we're doing right now is just lying to each other. Like you're just literally propagating fucking bullshit lies, and we're just like spitting them out your mouth or out your mouth, and like literally people are grifting, and it is the market they're shifting. It is so fucking crazy. You gotta question whether or not the market's gonna fucking tank. And no, honestly, that's the thing is when you get so deregulated and people, it's not about like whether or not the people are so like, they don't know what to, and I actually, like, I'm not like, actually, like, there's certain things that Trump, like, there's certain, like, I'm a Republican at heart, but the whole thing is like, we are so turned into habits, I don't know how to undo it. And I'm really sad about it. I really don't know how it's going to spin out. And that is the problem that we created. And this is a great way for 1920s fucking, like, seriously, like,
We'll see.
do not interrupt me. I mean, all of you, like, on the stage, like,
She was a
like,
fucking she does
when-
want a re-education.
honestly, the amount of money that's being moved from country to another, we literally are putting ourselves in. The reason why, like, the Constitution was created is because they understood the ability to, like, to make sure that people were not compromised, distorted, and put in position to be, power, to be placed in places that so they couldn't speak about it. We don't even know. We have not control our government. Like literally, like you sit there and say, you don't We are literally in a bad health situation, and we are and there other countries have more money in our country than you know. And literally, like, if you guys are dying, that's the whole thing. And you guys sit there and say, oh yeah, he's so great. Like, yeah, well, you just stop the noise. The noise, the reason why the reason why this country, there's a reason why the pyramid, like, you want to have sex. So I understand it moves slowly and all that, but this is extraordinarily outrageous, and we are compromised as a country. And
Let me ask you a follow-up, Steve, real quick. Should the Trump voters be punished for everything they've done to compromise our ability to hear? Should we round up those Trump voters and punish them? Why? They don't
you're like, that is so fucking sick. I mean, that is exactly, we should not be providing money to women telling people, okay, this is bullshit. Okay, we should not, we make sure that American people have out there. Stop it. Stop the madness. The Ukrainians winning the rest of the war, okay? Stop the fucking bullshit, the noise. Bullshit. No one that voted for Trump should not be wrong. No, they did. And I'm not saying Trump, like, look, he thinks he's wrong. He can steal all the rules of America, okay? I have said for a long time, John and Eric, go in there and take all the gold. Take it all. Take all the gold from America. We don't care because we will be great. You don't need, like, that's the thing. That is, it is not because of Trump. It's because of fucking America. Just get the fuck out and start thinking about how you can fucking be a good country. Okay? That is my point. And I don't want anything happening to them. They can take all the fucking gold. They can give it all to you, kids, you children. I don't give a, but just fucking make sure that we are strong and we don't need to be killing other people for no reason and starting wars for no fucking reason. And we're not. And you guys get around and like, you voted for him to like fucking like say the word. You're full of, you guys are sick. You're fucking bullshit. You're full, all of you are bullshit. Oh, you're like, he's not gonna have it. But then you guys got to this fucking, you guys continue to like allow this to happen. Stop the madness, dude. Stop it. We are grateful. We should be so proud. He is not someone to be proud of, but you guys voted for him, and he will get out. He will be removed. He will be gone. I don't think somebody was. He's gonna be. He has 4 years of. Whatever happens to Trump is whatever happens to Trump. I have no point in this. But the thing is, what we need as a country is to make sure that we're surviving, if we're happy, and we're not like all the things. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't want any, and I don't want anything. She can, let him take over.
crazy listening to her because my mom does the same shit, and it's hard for me not to laugh because it's my mom. So I sit there and try to be serious and not feed into that whole. But you see how she like feeds herself, so you don't even have to feed her. And I hope she comes back, and we should take it easy because it sounds like she's gonna
She
have a
will
mental
come back.
breakdown.
Give her some hands, she'll come back. It's usually because, like, for
You guys heard the commercial, right? The TDS AI Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's clearly
You get peed on like cocaine or something, or
I guess that,
I think everyone.
I think it's a cocktail of pharmaceutical pills. It's not just one. That's the sign of an upper and a downer at the same.
Drinking and,
If
like,
she has
Adderall.
ADHD, I do not. So if that's what ADHD is, I don't have ADHD.
No,
But
that's
for her
not
father,
that's
she-
I'm in Tel Aviv. You know, we're watching it now. You know, we're watching.
It sounded like she just woke up.
Oh,
That is so
Well,
funny.
like Dawn was saying, her voice was cracking. It was very hard to listen to, but then it started smoothing out as much as it can.
That is so
It was
funny.
rough when she first. I was like, did you just wake up?
if she was groggy for like 15 seconds and then it turned on, like boom.
instantly. Okay.
Yeah.
You know how, like, when baby comes out when she first wakes up and that's like the glimpse that we get of her like being sober? Was it like that? No, he's probably in another room.
I got banned on TikTok.
You didn't. Well, it's honestly though, it's easy to, like, everyone gets banned. I usually get suspended and I haven't gotten banned, but everyone gets banned.
But I got banned on TikTok Live for just 3 days.
Yeah. It always happens that way, and just people like mass reporting it, or the algorithm picks it up. But you appeal it, and you get your account back.
Why would you be banned though? What did you say? Something?
And now it doesn't even take honestly be around what she did, but it does not. Literally, you have to use code language on TikTok.
I mean, I did call Michaela nigger.
Okay, so like you can't say that. You can't say COVID-19. You have to say C-19. You can't say like assassinate, or you say unalive. You
Yeah,
can't say.
and I think when I said retarded,
You can't say.
really?
Yeah.
And you can't say retarded
You
either.
can't say retarded. You can't say faggot. You can't say. I mean, there's like totally much for everything. You can't say anything.
You can't say faggot? Now we know why you got kicked out.
It's bad, but they don't actually ban you, so like that's good. Yeah, they don't IPT ban like Clubhouse does.
Let's abolish. So you are familiar with the elevator scene?
Yeah,
It's
I can see
movies.
it.
It's a movie. Don't believe it.
Someone shared it, so I
It's
have
not real. It's an AI.
Yes, I really heard it was. Our disagree with her on the war.
You hear about Kitover?
We tried to consult with Princessia. I talked to my handlers in Tel Aviv, and they said this girl could become a big success. Let's see if we. Well, the account is immediately deactivated, and it's just so overly sensitive. Even YouTube it's like all my accounts are on their second guideline strikes, and Rich. I don't know if you guys know Rich in that room. I'm sure he looks at my YouTube, and then he starts saying D to the M and all this homicidal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
so
another thing.
he gets my shit fucked.
Honestly, it was like to what your speakers say too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
But you know what else? Michael will be on my live just smoking his weed.
I mean, you can't do that. You can't smoke cigarettes. You can't drink anything. But like, literally, if someone says anything else, like
I made $12 though.
Yeah, you can put money on there for sure. For sure, but you know that they take 40% of whatever your gifts are.
Oh really?
Yeah, isn't that a lot?
Wow.
Yeah.
What's up with you? Do you still do TikTok live, Ann? Because when I saw you, you had like a big following or something happening.
Yeah, no, it was just
And you should get on TikTok Live with me then.
I do, like, I used to always do lives, and then, they kept getting shut down. Like, I never got banned, but they would get shut down, and it was frustrating. Like, it started, and then, and then it really just got frustrating. And then it did, like, 5 minutes shut down. It's kind of even, sometimes you just hear my kids. And I was like, yeah. So, I stopped it. But I started to, like, what's yours? TikTok? Yeah, oh, nice. Yeah, but that's but I've read a lot of cool people. Yeah, there I just go to have fun. I don't really, I just go to really dance. I don't know, it's funny. No, I really, like, it's just crazy how people, like, why they love it. Yeah, people love it, but, like, we have to do not there. Somebody has to go make, like, thousands of dollars. Yeah, and, what's it called? There's children on it, because I had it on auto where anybody can do one. And we don't have to go on those. And they were, if somebody is 18, so it's not just 18 plus they can go. It's confusing. It's not simple and streamlined on policy. Yeah, no, there's a lot to it. I have it, but I have to be, because I wanted to go on my laptop through my phone and put it on quality. But I can't get on TikTok. Yeah, we have like 400 before, but I got like that like 2 days and I'm going on. I don't know. People do that, I mean, if they ban me, I'll just like get over it. I feel like it's cool to have people. I wanted to normalize my scar, so maybe I'll start making myself I volunteer. I don't want to do something. Because when I first made TikTok, it was during the genocide. Oh yeah, you can't say that. I can't say genocide. When I've been saying genocide, like every word that I say, I say Hamas, and then I say each word. But when I got given stripes and I say the words, is that fine? Or am I automatic? Because I didn't get any banned. Excuse me. I didn't get any banned for saying Hamas. I didn't get any banned for saying genocide.
Jasmine was on my live too.
I don't usually. I have like TikTok and
Our house is separated.
So like,
Well, my girl Olivia, she advertised it.
really?
And Brock and I, you know who Brock is?
Yeah.
We were dancing on TikTok yesterday. It was so much fun. We were having a dance off, and then the boys from Clubhouse. Well, you should come and talk to him on TikTok.
Yeah, he hasn't been on here.
Yeah, he's only on TikTok now, but I think he got banned too. Have you talked to Diego?
Who?
Diego?
He was the last time he was on here, I would say, maybe a little bit over a month ago.
Oh.
He said he's like really busy, and I don't know what that means, but
yeah, usually he's would get busy.
So I don't know. And then before that, he hadn't been on for like 2 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
I texted him your TikTok. He said, "What is she on? OnlyFans?"
Well, that's what I keep getting. That's what I keep getting.
Well, if
for sexual exploitation.
If you were on OnlyFans, I'm sure Diego would be your number one customer. You could probably book that fucking loser for 20 grand.
Like, okay,
50 grand probably.
I was right. I'm just having fun. Like, I'm just trying to be lighthearted.
Yeah, but who cares? Just, give Diego what he wants. Give Diego what he wants. He will give you all of his, money. He's retarded like that.
Be quiet. But it was fun.
And like I didn't because obviously I would post like political debates, and I would show because you're allowed to play you can show your
Oh, this is unoriginal content. Yes, I walked away and the screen was on the TV, and I got a strike. I was like, what did I do?
Yeah. Or else they in my opinion something, and then I'll get flagged for misinformation. I'm like, it's my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, very stupid.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not being a grifter like all these other stupid people.
There's a lot of them.
Would you know what Section 230 is?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever heard of the term Section 230?
It's not when you get hospitalized?
No, that's a 5150. A 230, the Section 230.
I just in my defense, when I went to California, I did not get 5150 because 5150 is a California term. But I did not get 5150.
Well,
That is the only state. That is the only state. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't been to
That's people are saying you got arrested recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
it's
so bad.
Jacob is saying that.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
He's not funny. He is.
He's funny because he's saying that.
Yeah, no, he's a creep. And
I know he was blocked. I unblocked him.
Same.
But I'll block him again.
Yeah, he's going around telling everyone that.
Now, Section 230 is that platforms can't be held legally liable for the content that appears on their platforms, supposedly.
Is it federal?
Well, I asked Greg to create 10 hypothetical legal theories on why I can sue Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook for violating my freedom of speech and impeding public interest in a registered mayoral candidate because my Instagram account was deleted. And that was many, many years of work, 1,500 posts, particularly a U.S. military veteran, an Army intelligence officer. When Zuckerberg can stop, little old John Kitover can't run for mayor, but the entire month of June, the trans movement and communism can get shoved down my throat. Well, eventually we're going to have a conflict of interest. Hello?
I'm sorry, I've become a girl again and I zone out when people talk about topics that aren't just fun. So, cool. What's up, Beaver? Are you ready for basketball season to start?
Yeah, this is our last. Our coach has gone all out with spending.
Really? Who's your coach now?
Barnes.
From what's
He came from.
Barnes? Yeah. Okay. So I thought like skinny guy.
He's old. Yeah, he's kind of skinny. Are you happy with Pope? I think they want him out. They hate him.
I mean, I'm a loyal girl, so I'm always like loving our coach, except for Billy G and Tubby Smith. I used to like have a campaign with my brother and his friend to get him out when we were kids. But I saw Tubby recently. He's been cool. You remember Tubby, right?
Yeah, Tubby Smith.
Yeah.
Saul Smith.
Yeah. But I miss Coach Cal. Like, I can't believe Tyson Chicken took him out.
Yeah, but y'all big deal. What's his name? Billy Donovan's on the market.
Really? He's leaving the NBA? What's he doing in the NBA? Because we used to want Billy Donovan was so sexy to me.
Really? With that receding hairline, you still like
It's not receding. It's what's it called? What are they called? Yeah. He still has it. But yeah, he was so sexy to me when he was at Florida. I don't know how he looks like now. Where is he? Thunder?
He was with the Bulls, I think, and then he.
He's on the Bulls.
No, but now I think he maybe got fired. He's still in an assistant role somewhere. I think he's probably waiting out the Kentucky job, maybe.
You know, it's fun. You know, it's crazy when they go to the NBA and they come back to college. I don't know what it means when the coach can't make it at the NBA level, like Pitino.
Calipari didn't make it either. They don't. Like I said,
Calipari never went to the NBA.
He went to the. Let me check.
No, that's Pitino, buddy.
Well, I think they both did. Honestly.
No, I'll bet you. How much you want to bet? I'll put money on it.
Oh, it was the Nets, not the.
Oh, well, I knew for sure he'd go to the Celtics, but he went to the Brooklyn Nets. He did that.
Yeah, for 3 years.
Really? Before Kentucky?
Yeah, he was at UMass. Then he went to the Nets. Then he went to Memphis. Then he went to Kentucky. And then he's at Arkansas. I know too much about sports. It's not good.
No, I just miss Coach Cal. Okay, to answer your question about Pope, I haven't been paying attention to basketball as much as I love. But did you watch Talk to you since the tournament?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God! Did you see what happened when we got? I was recorded on my social media, but I do it deactivated. But I hope Pope stays just because, you know, he's one of us, you know. God bless the Mormons.
Yeah, but if you hold on to a coach just because they're a former player, it never works out. I mean, you can do better than Mark Pope. You're like the number one job, or you used to be anyway. You could probably get anybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we get the coach, I just hate that we pushed out Coach Cal, but it is what it is.
Well, he really wasn't that good of a coach. He's a great recruiter, decent coach.
I'll take Billy Donovan.
If you get Billy Donovan, you guys are set. I guess NBA players don't listen. In college, you can pretty much, well, now I don't know if since they get paid, but in college, you used to be able to, if you own the player, you could pitch them out, tell them it's my way or the highway. In the NBA, you can't do it.
I mean, I didn't watch the Knicks, like, shout out to them winning, but, or the playoffs in general, like, I barely watched anything. But NBA style basketball is not the same as, like, college basketball. Do you remember the Pitino press? Like, imagine them pressing long, like, full court in the NBA. I've never seen that.
They don't, no, there's no way they would ever go for that.
Yeah, so I just think it's a different style. They're just more talented. They're not as hardworking. The thing that I do like about Mark Pope is he brought our white boy era back. Like the Travis Fords, the Scott Pagets.
Good luck winning with white boys.
What do you mean? That's how we won in the 90s.
No, you had Mashburn and Mercer.
Yeah, but we had, like I said, Travis Ford, 1994 probably. Scott Padgett, probably 1917.
You
We
had
had
one,
like
dude.
94, but like I'm saying, we had like the eras of just pure bliss and magic.
But you had the dude. You had Delk and McCarty and Roger Crow. You had all these white dudes.
But we always had our token white boys.
You did. That is true. You had a few white boys out there.
Like, what white boys did we have with Tyler Perry?
His son. I'm just kidding.
Like, we didn't have any white boys.
You had Patrick Spark. No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
You didn't really have any white people. Huh? That's true.
We had Joe Hero. Not Joe Hero. Sorry, I thought we had Hero.
Joe Hero's a plum. Probably Kentucky's your opinions. That's all they have.
Yeah, it's our religion.
Yeah, they don't win. They just they show the coaches was pressure and the coach needs to know.
I literally went to the student athletic council that's from overseas every season. I used to set up the games. I used to set up the bench. Good times.
I think Joe's a Bama fan.
But you watch college football, right? To Michigan. Oh.
Yeah, Michigan.
Are you Michigan State or Michigan? I don't even watch ball. What are you, Big Ten? Yeah.